Good morning, listeners, and good morning, wrestling. You are here on July 26, 2017, the day after SmackDown and the day of NXT, and you're here on Good Morning Wrestling with The Slew and...
Charles X.
Hello, Charles. How are you today?
Doing well.
Excellent.
I had a night off work. It was a good night.
Oh, yeah? Got to hang out?
Did some relaxing.
Always good.
Got some sleep. But
Sleep's always
that's
necessary.
Over. It's over. Now we're back at it. Back at the grind.
You're off again tonight?
Yeah,
you lucky.
Still back at the grind.
Lucky dog, you?
Still back at the grind.
Heck yeah. The grind of the wrestling, which never stops.
Yeah, that's true.
Except for like Saturdays and Sundays and Fridays. But that's just live, you know. You can still watch. You can still go to the WWE Network for $9.99 and you can watch that all day.
Yeah.
Pretty
and
much.
other wrestling companies. And pay-per-views on Sunday.
Yes, pay-per-views on
that?
Sunday. Yeah, that happens. And then sometimes they're pretty good. People didn't seem to like the last one. We liked it. I liked it.
I didn't think it was bad at all. Well, no, I could see why people would not like it, but...
Yeah.
People don't like it. It's chocolate and vanilla. People don't like other things.
Yeah, definitely not.
I try to keep an open mind.
Yeah. I don't see why not. I mean...
People are judging gender way too much.
Judging gender and talking and just immediately crapping all over Great Khali. As though the word great isn't in his name.
Yeah. So for a reason.
Yeah. He's obviously not great. Idiots.
Yeah.
Stupid idiots.
His name would be drastically different than the not-so-great Khali.
Yeah. Just the Khali. The Khali doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah. Get it together, people.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about
he wasn't even on there.
SmackDown, and he was not on SmackDown. It's pretty crazy.
So that's all the Great Khali talk for the morning.
Maybe we'll get back to him.
Maybe.
Who knows? But Kevin Owens kicked off the show. And he said that he's going to start the Open Challenge next week, not tonight. And I guess that was a pretty good... Like, when you think about it, because now he's not going to have that next week. So that was a pretty good little thing for them to do.
Yeah, those Hicks didn't deserve to see it, but, you know.
And now he lost it.
Whatever.
It's pretty crazy he lost it. Chris Jericho is back. I've been waiting on it. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later, but I didn't think it'd happen on just this night, I guess. I didn't think it happened yet.
Random.
I thought it would have happened at Battleground or Money in the Bank.
Battleground would have been great. It's
I
weird.
might have needed it.
But at the same time, it would have changed the ending that they wanted, I guess.
I think Jericho could have just well, I guess. I don't know.
No. But either way, Jericho's back, and everybody was excited about it. Got a big pop when he walked out with his hair pulled back and with a thingy. Looked a little goofy.
Yeah, he did.
Had the list with him. Everybody was happy to see that. Used it a little. Hit old Styles, who came out there as well to join the men. I believe Styles came out second, right?
It was Owens, then Styles, then Jericho.
Then Jericho, because Jericho was the big surprise. But it was really just a setup for the main event because Owens just walked off and Shane came out and Shane was all like, you can't just walk away like that. These men both deserve it, and they're going to get it tonight.
Biggest main event in history.
As they said, over and over.
Yep, they got that across. And now next week, who knows, maybe that'll beat it. But we'll talk about that later. So, those three men have a match in the main event for the U.S. title.
Yep.
So, after that, we got a rematch from Battleground. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. It was a better match than Battleground, and I wasn't not impressed by the match at Battleground. I thought it was pretty good. So I thought this was even better. It had a decisive winner. I thought there was a lot of little things in the match I liked that, Baron Corbin mocking Shinsuke. I don't know if that necessarily fits the character he goes for, but he did it, and it was funny.
Yeah.
He mocked Shinsuke, matched him in the strong style aspect, was throwing knees and stuff, so that was cool. Both men got their stuff in. I knew he wasn't going to hit that reverse exploder.
No.
Because that's just, Baron Corbin's not going to take that. But it's nice to see him tease it. He dodged the low blow, and then
spun it through an elbow. I guess right then. I guess.
Yeah, and then hit like 2 Kinshasas, I guess.
Yeah.
If you want to count it as 2, I don't know how you count. I don't know how you call it.
Are you talking about when he jumped off the top the first time?
What?
I was just
I'm
asking.
talking about when he ran and hit him with the knee in the corner, and then he did it a second time too.
Okay.
But if you want to count the first one, it's from behind. I mean, I know wrestling fans are sticklers. They call moves. You know, if you do something from behind, maybe call it a reverse Kinshasa or something.
I've seen him do it both ways, and often wondered that. But whatever.
Yeah.
It was a good match. I enjoyed it. Hard hitting.
Yeah, definitely. Baron Corbin got the loss, but, they're about to light him up whenever he cashes in. So Shinsuke needed a win here more than anybody.
Shinsuke.
Well, out of the 2, not out of anybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shinsuke got the win.
As he should have.
It seems like they're about to do a lot more with him, but we'll get there. So next was the Naomi and Natalya promo.
Yeah. And it was just them talking in the back, essentially. Naomi talking about how Natalya's a tough competitor, but she's not going to beat her. And then they panned over, and Natalya was already standing there, oddly. And then she said that she was going to beat her. That was pretty much it. Carmella came out whenever they were talking, after I believe Natalya left, and just flaunted her briefcase, essentially.
After they looked over from Naomi talking, and Natalya was just standing there.
Yeah. Then they just went over, and then Carmella was just standing there with her briefcase and her free Ellsworth shirt, which I guess was an easy call, really. Why not?
Well, and I like what you said about how they just don't act like they walk up. Carmella might have, but Natalya just acted like she was just standing there. Like, why would Naomi be cutting a promo right in front of Natalya?
Yeah.
That's a little bit of nitpicking. If I was a kid, I probably wouldn't notice, but I'm not a kid, and I did notice.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know.
But that led up to a ladies... Well, not really led up to a ladies match, but ladies action followed that up. Charlotte and Becky versus Lana and Tamina. A rematch from, I think, 2 weeks ago. I think these teams clashed.
Yeah,
it might not have happened. But
a very good team versus a not that great team.
Yeah.
The newest female wrestler on the main roster who's not that great, and Tamina, who is a powerhouse, but awkward as can be.
Yeah. A girl who hung in there in her first match and then since then has been shat on, and the lady who will make you look like Ellsworth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could do with that what you will if you think that's going to be a team that can hang in there. But they won't. And you saw that tonight. Already dissension in Lana and Tamina. It doesn't really make a lot of sense for Tamina to pick Lana up, noticing that she's a weak link, and then get mad at her for losing a match, because that's why she offered her services pretty much, as far as they made it seem.
It makes no sense. I don't understand why you would obviously be backing a female for her not being that great, I guess. They've not made it clear as to why Tamina's even backing her, and she's already getting mad at it. It's just bad writing, I think.
I mean, unless that leads to, Tamina can make Lana step up, but it's like, Lana needs to make Tamina step up just as much. It's not like it's a legible superstar teaming up with a newcomer. It's like someone who has floundered throughout the years, teaming, and has always needed to be in like a stable or an alliance of ladies,
and they
teaming up with a newcomer. It just seemed like they needed to be with each other.
Yeah, they just had to put Tamina with someone. They just couldn't have Tamina by herself.
Yeah.
And it's not like Lana talks a lot, so that it's not like she's the mouthpiece, really. She's really just the looks.
She can talk.
Yeah, but...
It's her strong point. She got the you can't wrestle chance. And that's just, no matter what she does, she's going to get those because the fans know she's new to wrestling. She's there because she is there because she's good looking. I mean, if she was ugly, she wouldn't be in that role. She wouldn't be in a valet role or anything through the years that she's been there.
Yeah.
So, you got to, I mean, her appearance has got her that far. But she also is working. I mean, she's trying to be a better wrestler.
Yeah, she's not bad.
Fans did the same thing with Eva Marie. Eva Marie could have came out there and done spectacular, and fans would have still shit on her.
Maybe. I definitely see your point.
Very good chance. There's
definitely
a very
see
good
your
chance.
point.
We'll never know.
Yeah,
so.
we'll never know. We will most definitely never know. It seems as though she's gone. Did she get fired?
I don't know.
I don't know
what's up with that. I think she's gone. They don't mention her, really.
Yeah, I never heard. They're probably just holding her on retainer, just paying her for just being good looking. Just in case they need her for a photo shoot.
WWE star off of her Twitter or whatever, so.
Oh. Odd. I don't know. I'm really not too worried about that, though. She didn't really produce too much other than being astonishingly good looking.
Yeah, she did that well.
But, that match was pretty good, and Lynch and Flair won.
Nothing spectacular.
Yeah. It's just a ladies match.
Yeah.
You know. That doesn't mean that ladies don't have spectacular match. It's just a normal match.
I mean, really, what story even was told there, though?
Charlotte
and Becky are just the same
friends.
as they were going in, and Lana and Tamina are just now not getting along as well. But who really, like, no one's clamoring to see Lana versus Tamina. Like, split them up, let's get the match. No one cares about that.
Why would they think they were going to win?
Maybe
look at the matchup. If anything, it's Becky and Charlotte against Tamina and Lana. Tamina should have definitely seen this coming. But, I don't know. I'd say that's enough should give to that. We can move on to Jinder. Jinder coming out, demanding to know he's going to fight at SummerSlam.
The Maharaja wants a new opponent.
Yeah, demanding to know who's next, who's he going to beat next. And
without the Great Khali, without the Singh brothers.
Yeah. Nobody.
So it's just Jinder.
Nobody around him doesn't need anybody because he's the Maharaja. He's as jacked as can be. Nobody can take him down. They put him in a prison. He still broke out of that bitch.
Well, he did win.
Yeah.
With help.
Yeah, with help.
Not saying that he doesn't. That's wrestling. You're going to win with help.
Yeah.
Not being a little kid here. Like, he won with help. Who cares?
Mm.
He issues a challenge pretty much, and John Cena accepts. You predicted it.
Yeah.
It's just slipped my mind.
Well, I just thought, who have we not seen yet? Which really isn't too big of a factor, seeing as how, John Cena came out and he said that he's going to fight him. And I was like, well, that's weird that he's just saying that. And then Daniel Bryan came out and was like, well, you can't just say you're going to fight him.
Well, see, I think a big reason behind that is it's very believable for Cena to just come out and say he's getting something and it be done.
Yeah, you're right.
So the fans were just like, shit, it's done.
Yeah.
And then Daniel Bryan comes out and makes an absolute dream match. JBL said it, and it really is. Shinsuke versus John Cena for next week's SmackDown.
Sadly, I believe it will get a false finish.
I don't know.
I just feel like
it might.
Neither of them can beat each other yet on an episode of SmackDown. You know.
I mean, there's definitely guys who could get involved.
Yeah.
Rusev and Corbin could just get involved, and that could get turned into a tag team match. Who knows?
Yeah, or Khali, or Jinder, or the Singh brothers. Even though that would be stupid, because we all know, like, that's gonna be a triple threat. But for some reason they always have the heels like, I'll just ruin the match and no one will be number one contender.
They could ruin the match and then have a big tag at SummerSlam.
Oh man,
Cena, Nakamura, Orton versus, and then throw in one more guy, Chad Gable. And then against the Maharaja, Great Khali, and the Singh brothers.
Yeah, that sounds not very great.
Sounds not very great, but you give Chad Gable a big push there as like a mystery partner for the American side. That's like all you need, really.
That's too much.
You're having a Universal title match at SummerSlam.
I'd much rather just see a triple threat.
Yeah, I'd rather see a triple threat, but then you gotta think after all that, you can have the Americans win, and then fucking Corbin cash in at SummerSlam.
I think Corbin
So then you have a championship match at SummerSlam, technically.
Yeah. I just don't think Corbin will cash that in for a while.
He shouldn't.
He's gonna carry it.
For a bit.
Yeah.
It should be like something else that SmackDown has people fighting for.
It helps him very well. He just has a better presence now that he has it. He literally seems a lot more confident.
If they do put him in a feud where they're like, okay, we are going to have Baron Corbin win this feud for sure. I'd like to see him like put the briefcase on the line.
Yeah.
Somehow. Maybe like get in Daniel Bryan's face or something, and Daniel Bryan make it happen. You know what? You want it, and now you're gonna have to defend it because you got in my damn face, big guy.
I mean, who do you think he feuds against next? Because it's not gonna be Shinsuke.
Could be Orton.
Could be a returning Dolph Orton.
I don't see Dolph.
Yeah, because they already fought. I know
they're heels.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
Oh yeah, they're heels. You're right. Randy, and that wouldn't be bad.
Randy would be good. Fuck, who else?
We seen them fight. That was a good match.
Yeah, it was a good match. You got to. It'd be weird to see what story you put behind it.
I feel like Orton might be taking his vacation. I might be wrong, but
I mean, maybe
he's done a lot in the past little while. He went straight from that Wyatt shit to that.
He's not going to take time off right before SummerSlam.
Oh, you think?
I think maybe.
Well, who's he going to fight?
He's going to put time off. Maybe after SummerSlam. This is a big team. You really could. And it's not
I
even
really
like,
don't see that happening.
It's not even really just the American side. Like Shinsuke's not American. Think about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not too racist. One thing would be how much do people want to see Great Khali and the Singh brothers wrestle?
Not at all. That's why I'm saying that's the only reason. Because everybody else you're naming, I like to see wrestle.
But seeing Orton, Cena, and Gable on a team, that'd be pretty neat.
I guess
Orton, Cena, Gable, and Shinsuke.
It just sounds so thrown together.
It's because of Chad Gable. That's all it is. Because Chad Gable's on there. But you got to give people rubs. You got to give people.
I mean, kind of though, because you're also making it seem like
Daniel Bryan was the new guy on Team Cena against the Nexus, and look at Daniel Bryan now. Daniel Bryan could make this match because he's in charge. That's
I understand, but you're also making it because like Shinsuke has no personal thing for this, nor does John Cena. They both just want the title. So really, for them to fight them, it would have to be. Right. They'd have to. It wouldn't be. You see,
I didn't really think that until you said the Great Khali and the Singh brothers could get involved next week.
Well, yeah.
Because I said Corbin and Rusev could come out and get involved.
Uh-huh.
And then you said the Khali and the Singh brothers, which would make sense. If they came out, attacked them both, they would set up a big 4-on-4. You end the feud with Cena and Rusev. You end the feud with Corbin and Shinsuke. They both... I mean, really, Rusev wasn't on there talking shit to Cena tonight.
Rusev wasn't there.
Corbin and Shinsuke, that's finished, seems like. I could see Rusev getting added to this main event, maybe before Shinsuke even. I know you're saying triple threat. I could see Rusev versus Mahal versus Cena. I think they had plans of putting Rusev in the main event because of the Money in the Bank shit that they teased. And then that didn't happen. So they really could just pop Rusev right in the main event.
That's just nowhere near the same level of excitement, though. And that's what wrestling's about.
But what's really going to be exciting?
Shinsuke versus John Cena versus Jinder Mahal?
It's going to have to be Shinsuke.
No, that's not true. I mean, we've just literally just watched Rusev and John Cena work each other over the last since Cena's been back.
I mean, they just
had a
one-off match.
I mean, yeah, but they've still been around each other.
Okay, but how often does WWE have one-off matches, though?
Yeah, I understand. Not very often.
Not very often. So for that to happen would be surprising.
I just don't. I don't care to see. I don't even care to see John Cena in this.
Rusev and Cena fight at the Battleground, but that's not WWE's thinking. WWE's thinking is SummerSlam has a main event. The Fatal 4-Way. Braun, Joe, Strowman, and Reigns. That's their main event. Anything else, they can work with. They don't even have to have the SmackDown title on the line because they've already got a huge main event. And they've got a show to build around. They've got 4 or 5 hours that they can just fill up. If they're thinking, oh man, we can't think of a way for Mahal to beat Cena clean, and we can't think of him to beat Shinsuke clean, let's just have him fight in a tag match. That way they can get the win and Mahal walks away still champ.
Yeah,
there's things like that. You got to think like that because then that leads to how much are they willing to invest in Mahal? A lot. Clearly they've shown. So, I mean, I think they're trying to keep the belt on him.
But I also think that that's the easy way out.
Well, I feel like putting him in a feud with Cena is the easy way out.
But he's not necessarily in a feud with Cena.
Definitely just
as far
started
as
tonight. Far as he issued a challenge and Cena accepted, and then he raised the belt at Cena.
Yeah.
I know that Cena hasn't beat Shinsuke yet, but the seeds are planted there. I don't know. I mean, seeing Shinsuke... Let's think about the immediate results before we're thinking of SummerSlam even. We're going to see Shinsuke versus Cena.
Mm.
Isn't that going to be awesome to see?
Yeah.
That's something I thought we would have to wait till fucking a larger scale. I'm not going to say WrestleMania or SummerSlam, but a larger scale. I thought the Shield triple threat
that's
would be
why
a
I don't
WrestleMania main event, and then that was at Battleground last year. So
that's why I don't think there will be a fair finish, just for the fact that they'll have this match again at a later date, and it'll be on a bigger show, and then they'll have a fair finish. Shinsuke's not even built up well enough on the main roster to beat him, and they shouldn't have him lose because they're trying to build him up on the main roster, you know? So, I mean, what it'll be is a really good match, and then a bullshit finish.
Yep.
And that's exactly what it's going to be. There's no other route to go with it. Unless you could, though, have Shinsuke beat John Cena, because it's not going to hurt John Cena, because John Cena doesn't care. He'll literally get up at the end of the match and raise Shinsuke's hand and get a pop, you know? But you can't have John Cena beat Shinsuke.
It could be reverse psychology to the fans. Let's say Shinsuke came out tonight and was the one to confront Jinder, and then the fans are like, "Oh, Shinsuke, what's he done since he's got there? He's proved nothing." But since Cena came out first, people are like, "Oh man, we don't want to see Cena in the main event." So then Cena has to fight for it, which is the same thing people would be saying about Shinsuke because he hadn't earned it.
Yeah.
So putting him in a match against Shinsuke, people want to see Shinsuke win. So it's like reverse psychology. By pushing Cena parallel to Shinsuke right now, you're making the fans want Shinsuke. It's like you saying last week. If the fans want to get Shinsuke over, be chanting, "We want Shinsuke" during Cena parts.
Yeah.
That's
what it has to be during Cena parts. I really think that's important.
Of the torch, yeah, you're right. That's what fans want, the passing of the torch from Cena, not even necessarily just to Nakamura.
Well,
just
one of the main reasons I say that is because say you have Dolph out there and you do a Shinsuke chant, then it's just like, well, that's fucked up to Dolph. Yeah. But if John Cena's out there and you do a Shinsuke chant, like nothing, John Cena will laugh. You know, like nothing can bury John Cena. Nothing. I mean, literally, he can take as many losses. He could lose at 5 pay-per-views in a row, which he's done shit like that before, and then done the whole, like, I gotta win, I gotta come back. You know, like, there's nothing that can bury him. Nothing.
Yeah.
But still, at the same time, Shinsuke, I don't know if they're gonna put Shinsuke over him. Just because you could have the match at a bigger scale. They don't know how many people are gonna watch.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
But we spent a good amount of time talking about that.
What if they bring back the Elimination Chamber at SummerSlam?
Was it there last year?
No.
Oh.
But what if they bring it back to it? It was there in 2003 or 4.
I'd be fine with that.
Because you got a lot of guys.
No, it's way too soon, though. You know, they couldn't do it now. I like the idea to have the Elimination Chamber at SummerSlam. They would have had to have announced it, like, tonight.
They still have a month of build left.
Yes, you say that, but at the same time, if they were going to do Elimination Chamber, they would start building it immediately and make it as big as possible and surround everything around it. They've already set the matches and everything.
For what?
SummerSlam.
What match is set?
The Raw title.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's set.
Yeah.
SummerSlam is just came off a pay-per-view, though.
Oh, so you're saying just the SmackDown Championship being an Elimination Chamber?
Yeah. No Raw. Yeah, I'm talking about SmackDown. Because look at the top guys contending. You got Mahal, you got Cena, and then Shinsuke. Plus you throw in Rusev and Corbin, who are the people who are feuding with Shinsuke and Cena. And then you get one more, Orton. And that's a 6-man right there.
Yeah.
But also, another cluttered championship match.
Yeah. I know that you're just speculating, but I still think it's too soon. I mean, too late.
Maybe too soon to the prison match.
I just think that would be maybe even have been announced before Battleground. Because it's not like they were holding back necessarily. Though they did wait until after
Oh no, they had
Battleground.
Elimination Chamber earlier this year, actually.
Just the
After Royal Rumble, they had it. So they're not going to have that yet. Never mind. I forgot about that. I was thinking the last one was when Ryback won.
Oh, it's always cool to see Elimination Chamber. But that's it. Shinsuke and John Cena next week gonna fight. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna love it. You're gonna watch it. You're gonna love it. We'll see what happens.
Biggest SmackDown main event ever.
Yep, but there's more SmackDown to get to, and a good SmackDown main event
Well, hold
tonight.
on. Let me say this one thing. Imagine 5 years ago, if you told any American fan who knows Japanese wrestling, or any Japanese wrestling fan who knows American wrestling, that in 5 years you're going to see John Cena versus Shinsuke on fucking SmackDown. That would blow their minds, man. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
These two legends of two places. So
Yeah.
they'll be tuning in next week.
But what
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
it great is the fact that it's a match that people have wanted for a long time. It's not even necessarily like a... Because most matches where they say like it's a dream match are just thrown together matches. Like Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. Yes, it turns out to be a dream match and a dream feud, but that's not one that 5 years ago people were wanting, you know what I mean? But 5 years ago people probably were wanting to see Shinsuke versus Cena, which makes this even more special.
I mean, there's a couple. Cena versus AJ was like the last one that I was like, oh man, I can't believe Cena's going to fight him.
Yeah, but that's like something people have been talking about for like ever.
I think
you know?
maybe the only one for, that might be bigger than
That could still
Nakamura
happen.
for the Japanese fan base
Okada,
is
Omega.
Tanahashi. I think you're the guy who really just made the ace of your company for the last 10 years versus the guy who's been the fucking guy in WWE for the last 15 years. Like, if you set up a New Japan versus WWE show, Orton versus Okada, Cena versus Tanahashi. And then you got Shinsuke on either side. It's weird.
Yeah, it'd be weird to see Shinsuke. It'd be cool to see Shinsuke versus Omega.
Yeah.
Because it would be like
Yeah,
a
'cause they were
white guy
supposed-
for Japan and a Japanese guy for us. And they were supposed to fight or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
It would.
Especially if Shinsuke won the U.S. title.
But they're not going to do that kind of shit. Because ROH does that kind of shit. And so
Rock
does
versus
GFW. I know, but they're just not... You know they're not going to do it. What they're doing instead is they'll be like, hell, we'll just take our favorites and we'll have them just fight through our company. But, let's get on. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Hayden
Aiden English
came out there singing his heart out, right?
sang a beautiful song.
The maestro of mayhem.
The Shakespeare song.
The thin-haired thinker.
Ooh.
That wasn't a good one. That
I
wasn't a
gonna say
good
it
one.
on air, but he does have some thin hair.
Yeah. Oh,
like
damn. Yours was better than mine. This time. Oh, that wasn't good at all, but I made it work.
He got it over.
They had a
It's
match. English and Mike
Pretty good match
teamed up against
for what it was.
Samuel and Ty.
Sami Zayn.
Samuel.
Okay, well, you didn't
Yeah,
say
I
his
guess
last
you gotta
name,
say
so
Sami Zayn.
People are thinking you're talking about Samuel Shaw here.
Well, that was
God, how many
nuts.
TNA guys are in this damn company?
Yeah, you're right. But it wasn't a bad match at all. Good little tag match.
One interesting thing is the feud between Zayn and Mike Kanellis going on, or is it over? Because Zayn got the third pin out of 3, if you ask me.
Yeah, you're right.
As far as that little story goes, I mean, I'm sure it's going to keep going, but that's the third pinfall out of 3.
No, Bennett got him the first time, or Kanellis.
Okay, yeah, but as far as 2 out of 3 goes,
Oh, okay, yeah, I
that's
see what you're
it.
saying.
That's it.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn
2
got
out of 3, yeah. I thought you were just saying 3 in a row. Yeah, you're right. I don't know, though, because it was a tag match, so there's always that. It wasn't one-on-one.
Yeah.
So, whatever. But it was good. It was all good. I mean, Ty Dillinger was going off. He was killing it.
Mike Kanellis could make the gripe, like, I didn't have a good partner.
Yeah.
Like, you had a better partner than me.
Aiden English is good, though. I know what you're saying.
It's good, but
in
Mike
my
Kanellis
eyes-
can make that argument. I wouldn't make that argument, but Mike Kanellis sure might.
Aiden
Or
English
Maria might.
has a very good style. I like his style. I like his look. He's very throwback, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
Freaking, but
I like the way he takes a back body drop.
I like the way he does everything. He moves so well. I know what you're talking about. Just his mannerisms, like in the air and shit. He's just really good. He's got a very original body type as well. But match was good. Like I was saying, Ty Dillinger was going off, showing off his perfect 10-ness. He was killing it, man. For I'd say like the last 3 minutes of the match, maybe. He just was destroying.
Didn't even get touched.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He just fucking was working everybody. Man, he was fired up tonight. Something was up. You can tell from the start.
He's there, man. He's
when two guys lock up and two guys watching the show are like, "Whoa, that was a good lockup." Like that's a good job. That's a job well done right from the start.
Yeah, that was funny.
Sammy gets the pin after the haluva kick.
It was a good kick too because it was set up,
set up very nice.
Sneaky. He got the sneaky tag kinda. Bennett just happened to have fallen in the corner. I'm sorry that I'm calling him that, but it doesn't matter. And then he just runs up and he hits him with the kick. It wasn't. A lot of times that move has to be set up, so it's easily hokey. Whenever you have to set someone up in a certain position, it's like, oh well, why they're in that position? They should either know it's coming or it just looks not real.
And I like the spot on the outside where Sammy was distracted by Maria and Aiden English hit a super kick on him or a shuffle side kick just from the apron on Sammy. That was pretty nice.
Alright.
It happened during the commercial, but they showed it back. So
okay, I didn't see it. Yeah, we'll leave a kick. And then the New Day getting their celebration. They just took those titles. Yep. They just got them from the Usos.
And they get a celebration, not a title defense.
Yeah.
They get a celebration.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, it's wrestling, whatever. But, very good feud. The feud's still going to keep going all the way till SummerSlam, obviously, because who else is going to...
They made the most of it.
I mean, who else is going to fill the void, really? Breeze and Fandango are probably the third best, and they're busy.
Oh, and they weren't on there.
Yeah, they weren't on there. Well, Fandango's kidnapped. What the heck? That's weird.
They better not have been. Man, I thought Hulu showed the whole SmackDown. If Hulu's
no, they did.
SmackDown,
no, I've looked.
Bullshit.
I looked over all the shit afterwards to build my list.
Man, I was about to get real mad.
No,
but anyway,
he's gonna say like next week he'll be like, last week I was out. I was searching for Dango. And they, our type stuff. I love that shit. I mean, granted, it wasn't too great at Battleground what happened, but that doesn't make me not like their stuff they got going. But anyway.
Tile Bees. Get it? No R? Okay. Well,
Tile Bees? That sounds crazy.
We're moving on.
I didn't get it till you said it. But
let's not move on.
Yeah, we're not moving on yet.
Well, from Breezango.
We got the good old, where were we? Where were they?
They had it was the what city were they in? I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what I was asking because I was going to do
that. City we were in? Can't remember what it was.
Don't you dare be sour.
We'll say Toledo. Oh, Toledo! It wasn't Toledo, but that's what we'll say. They weren't sour, but all of a sudden, wham! They got attacked from behind. Like you said, how they not done that before?
Yeah, that's great.
That's a good spot. Glad they saved it.
Yeah, it was a really cool spot. And then they kind of stumbled out onto the top of the ramp. And then fucking destroyed Big E. Who wasn't even in the match.
Yeah.
That's kind of messed up.
I mean, you got to. He's the muscle.
Yeah, I know.
If you don't take him out, he's going to take you out.
2 super kicks to the face.
He came out with the strap down like they had attacked him and took one of his straps down.
That's funny.
That didn't make much sense. But, I wasn't there. I didn't see what happened in the back.
Yeah.
So, got to admit that.
Good little spot.
There. Or was I there? Am I the third Uso? Am I Jerome Uso?
Find out next week on Good Morning Wrestling.
No, I'm fucking not because I'm Charles X. Let's move on to the main event.
Spoilers for next week on Good Morning Wrestling. But yeah, main event time. It was the most greatest, most magnificent, historic match that ever main evented a SmackDown main event in which had happened before.
Okay. All right, Tom Phillips.
That's how it felt.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, they said that the whole time.
But we'll go ahead and give it to them. It might not have been the best ever because that's a hard thing to say, but that was a really good main event. It was. They pulled it out. Can't say the boys didn't do well.
It was a really good match. So that one sequence that they had. Man, I'm watching this sound lever on when I talk, and it's always like in the middle green. And then when you talk, it's like right at the red.
You got a really smooth voice.
I guess I do. I don't know. Maybe I do. But anyways,
have you never noticed that before?
Watch whenever you talk, because it'll be just way at the top.
Yeah, it's way up there because I talk loud.
Anyway,
you just got a smooth voice.
I just think it's funny. The smoothness is coming to you live.
See, I didn't even register that, but it's on there. I've listened back. Obviously, we've listened to them. But yeah, main event. Are you talking about the sequence where they're kicking, doing all the kicks?
Yeah, they showed that back, and that really was really good.
Oh yeah, man, they're fucking. I mean, you're talking about three of the greatest wrestlers we got right now.
Oh yeah.
One of them being one of the greatest wrestlers we've had in like 3 decades, all 3 decades. Maybe not 30 years. I'd say 20 years, maybe.
All 3 decades. The 90s, the 2010s, and the 2000.
Yeah, you're right. 3 decades. Man, Jericho.
90s, 2000s, 2010s.
That dude can still move too. I mean, God, he's throwing that lion salt. There's a lot of
salt on the knee bar.
Yeah, the knee bar,
man.
and then he went for the lion salt, and somebody slapped his foot off. Owens slapped his foot off, and then later on, Styles went to hit some kind of springboard, and Jericho did his kick that he does and kicked him off. They did a lot of really good spots that mixed things. Kick. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was really good.
A match to go back and watch.
2 guys who have both fought. I'm good on that. 2 guys who have both fought Jericho at WrestleMania in singles contest.
Yeah, that's a point you made, which was a good one. I didn't hear anyone else say that.
Yep.
Slipping.
Over the last 2 years, too.
Yeah.
Like Jericho's last 2 WrestleMania opponents. That's who he fought in this triple threat. And Styles beat him at WrestleMania. Or no, I said that backwards. Styles beat him on SmackDown. Jericho beat him at WrestleMania. Owens beat Jericho at WrestleMania. It's like this nice little. All of them have beat each other.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. And Styles won tonight. Just to get that out of the way, keep talking
about it.
Actually,
on the following night on Raw, from that WrestleMania, Styles pinned Jericho in that Fatal 4-Way to become number 1 contender to really light up his career. So he didn't look back.
And Styles didn't look back, and he's still running today with that gold. Stole it back.
2-time U.S. champ.
Really quick succession, too. Yeah. Which is a good and a bad thing. Playing a bit of the hot potato, but it makes them both look so equal to me.
I like it as long as no other titles are doing it.
I like it as long as it's not going like Owens to Styles to Zayn to Ziggler to Owens, you know what Ziggler. I mean? Like just as long this is like a feud. You know, this isn't just the title not being worth anything.
They are one-upping each other.
This is it's like there's 2 kinds of hot potato. This is a hot potato in which they really want the title, rather than a hot potato in which the title doesn't matter and they're just trying to throw it on some random person. You know?
That's true. And you can't. And the title really does matter in this situation.
Main event.
They really are. They just
U.S.
to the point where one of them's the face of America.
Yeah,
you know.
They're making it big. It's like they really didn't get it like 10 years ago or so. You know, like they really. It was just a while though, because I'd say in the early 2000s they were making the mid-card titles worth a good amount.
I mean,
and then it dropped down when wrestling actually just all together kind of seemed like it was at its lowest. And now it's like everybody's trying to make everything matter. You know? Like that's how you matter, by making something else matter.
And featuring your titles on main cards. Like the U.S. title wasn't even on WrestleMania for a few years.
They used to not even have I know this is kind of irrelevant to the point you just made in a way, but they used to not even like have the title matches on like Raw and SmackDown and stuff.
Yeah. And
now they have them like almost constantly. And there used to be like never any matches.
It seems like they've really taken they kind of have more New Japan booking.
They're giving us what we want.
They're feeding and they're having matches set up for the next week. Instead of just like, oh, tune in and see what happens.
And there's so many
it seems like things are booked.
So many people.
Like the Finn Balor and Elias Sampson feud on Raw. They're like, oh, next week you're going to get this. And then it fulfills, you know? Like they're actually booking matches and promoting them. And I love it.
Yeah.
Like, look at SmackDown next week. I am just as excited for SmackDown next week as I am of Battleground. Shinsuke versus Cena and Styles versus Owens is huge. And it's 2 matches with huge implications.
Yeah. I mean, Styles versus Owens, we just seen like 4 times.
I understand.
But it'll be very good.
But a championship match with 2 opponents who take this business very fucking seriously. Yeah. They take it very seriously, and they always try to have their best match as their next match. So you're going to get to see a lot of good stuff. And maybe Jericho will be involved. That could have a false finish.
I'd rather not, to be honest. I don't know, because I want Owens to walk away with the title. I want Owens to win the title next week, and then I don't know, because then you can't just have Styles win and then Owens.
I gotta say, I think I like Styles with the title more.
Yeah,
I do. I think there's more plans for Styles as the champ, maybe, because look at guys like Nakamura and Cena versus him for the U.S. title are huge.
Yeah.
We've seen Owens versus Cena, and I'd like to see it again. Don't get me wrong. That was one of the best matches I've seen in a long time.
That was a while back,
and it was on my birthday. I always remember that. I was at the beach and I watched it. So
that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
They've definitely held it off so that they could do it again, and it's still.
It's like Rusev and Cena.
Good.
It's like you've seen it, but when you take time off from it, you can see it again.
Yeah, but now they've done it, so.
And now they.
Now we don't want to see it.
Again.
I really don't. I don't want it to happen. Rusev's looking good. He could feud against anybody.
He didn't look good on SmackDown. A lot of guys not featured on SmackDown. Orton, Jason Jordan. You get it because he's on Raw now.
Chad Gable.
That was the best joke I had.
Orton, what about Smack and Talk?
Breezango. Smack and Talk. I was going to talk about that next. It was a little 3-minute video. It was pretty funny. It's funny. I hope it don't get them in any hot water.
It's hard to. It's
Plus
hard to see Daniel Bryan.
That's going on Raw. So
it's hard to see Daniel Bryan get in trouble for anything. And I think it's nice.
Not necessarily Daniel. I don't think he cares. But Renee Young, you gotta think she cares. She just got a show canceled. So I mean,
I do like to see SmackDown kind of trashing Raw though. You know, you said it one way, so they might get in trouble for it. But I kind of they should be talking shit about each other.
Yeah, I mean, number 2 should always be talking about number 1, and number 1 shouldn't even bring up number 2, if you think about it that way.
Yeah. But it would be nice to see, a war. Eventually, I think that'll happen. You know, I mean, everybody wants to see that. Everybody wants to see, DC, Marvel, you know.
I think once a year it'll be a war. We'll see what they do with Survivor Series this year, but
it would just be so nice to see, them really do it. Really have, people from both sides just getting really mad at each other for some reason, you know, instead of it just being you guys are fighting you guys.
Yeah, but, I mean, you can't have... If you have too many people just from cross brands wanting to fight each other, then what's the point of brands?
I know. That's why I said eventually.
At that point, it's we just shouldn't even have brands. There's been apparently rumors of another shakeup coming after SummerSlam.
Which would be cool.
Yeah, that really might be cool. Might be too soon.
But Smacking.
Sorry,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
You didn't really cut me off. You cut yourself off when you said, "And Smacking."
Well, because I was just going to say Smack and Talk featured Chad Gable.
Chad Gable made it on there to the big time.
I mean, it'll get people seeing Chad Gable. I like Chad Gable. I want to see him wrestling.
I want to see him prosper, and I want to see all of wrestling prosper.
Yeah.
But, it's been a good morning. We got a minute left here, and we're gonna break it down here for you. SmackDown, pretty good show. Next week, SmackDown seems like it'll be phenomenal as well. No pun intended. I said intended.
What have you done for me lately?
No pun intended there, because AJ Styles has a key match. We'll see what we get. It's been a great morning. We're discussing wrestling. We're hanging out with our cats. We're drinking some Mountain Dew.
Little Weasel here.
We got Weasel, Piper, Gray Cat, and Calico.
Yeah.
That's right. Triangles.
Tell them where to find us.
You're going to find us at Marks vs. Smarks. You're going to find us on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Things you use. If you don't use it, then don't even bother. But
if you use it, though, we're probably there.
But you've been here with Charles X And
The Slew.
and Good Morning Wrestling.
Morning.